Nyayo Gymnasium here in Nairobi as the second of the doubleheader between from Kenya and Twende. As you, I'm your commentator, Cletus Masingu. I'll be joined by the chairman of the Far East Basketball Association, Moses Musosi, to take you through this game, which was absolutely nail-biting and exhilarating game that we enjoyed last night. They get to play again.
It was quite a cracker yesterday, looking especially at last game statistics. Total points for Farm Kenya, 92. That was a high-scoring game. Field goal percentage, 39%. And definitely for me, the three-point percentage was crucial for Farm Kenya. Well,
Nukta was with us yesterday. That was for Farm Kenya. And as we look at the reigning champions, Twende, with total points of 86%, field goal percentage 31, 3 points, 11 of 27. The percentage was so good, it was 71.43.
Yeah, definitely. So this is going to be a cracker. Let's see what Farm Kenya have in store to stop the momentum of the reigning defending champions of the Sports Eastern Sports League.
Well, last night they came so close, but unfortunately it just did not fall their way.
I agree with that, but I know the young lads from Farm Kenya, they should be proud of themselves because they actually gave the reigning champions a run, and they have a chance of literally pulling the game back and forcing a game 3 today.
Yeah, I agree. And if they play anywhere near they can't play, it will be very interesting to see what comes next. I cannot wait to see as we go for tip-off. And for him, Juma wins the tip-off for Twende, the reigning champions. The ball is with Chavanga for 3. Misses wildly, and the rebound is collected by Baraka Etiang. Dismas Mbaka opens the scoring for Twende. Twende are in black as from Kenya are in all green. Bwana. Ooh, the big man just glides through and gets his first point of the day.
Announces his big presence.
An easy one again for Fahim Juma.
Oh, gets a nice dish from David Baraka with the dunk. The start so far for the champions has been good.
Well, the reigning champions have begun very well as we look at referee Paul Maithia there on your screen. And today, if I'm not wrong, is it Garang Ding starts? Yeah, he does indeed. And they've started very well, both teams. Awet. Here's Alvin Otieno. Was a joy last night. Gets it. That's where he finished off last night. So it's good to see.
It will be very interesting to see on how Twende have adjusted defensively to deal with Alvin.
Yeah, to adjust, they'll need to do much better than what they did yesterday. And the scoring continues to just flow for both teams.
Yeah, both teams kind of like just bring their A game in terms of offense.
Chavanga being caught by referee John Chazimba. He was doing something that he shouldn't be doing. That's the foul of the night. A wet mid-range picked up by Makuch Dang, and he finished very easily just under the basket. As we look at the lineup for
from Kenya, David Kitonga.
Here's Alvin Otieno. Tipped in by Awet as from Kenya have begun rather well this particular game.
Picking from where they left yesterday. For him.
Loses out, and the ball will now go to Calvin Socheng. Ochieng to bring the ball up. Nabwana is tussling with Shavanga. He's had to come out of the paint. Confronting Fahim Juma and turn around, but it doesn't fall. Dismas Mbaka gets the ball and is attacking Awet. Reverse layup, misses out. Awet with the rebound. Alvin Otieno to Makuch Deng. Awet attacking the paint. Loses out to Garang Ding.
He sleeps.
Baka blocked, but Baraka, Etiang, is it? Yeah, and it still falls in. Otieno. Easy lay for Otieno. He's begun the game very, very well for Farm Kenya.
He returns the favor. Just Baraka lays on this side and Alvin returns the favor on the other side.
Interesting that they were teammates at one point.
Interesting in the Faber Academy.
Baka one-on-one with Makuch. Makuch will pick up the rebound out to Alvin Otieno. As we now look at the lineup for Farm Kenya, starting five, Andy Awet, Makuch Deng, that's number 32, Vino Chieng, Alvin Otieno, and Francis Bwana.
Now, in that play, looks like it was a crazy jump, went literally over. But the players look okay.
They're moving gingerly, but I think they are pretty much okay to continue.
Yeah, Ding looked like he got the most out of that encounter.
The ball will go Twende's way.
Yeah, good to see them shaking hands, clearly understanding that it's just sports, it's competition.
Yeah, it's very good to see that, as you mentioned it. There's Baraka. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. Well, the game has flown by rather quickly.
Yeah, it has started especially on very, very high octane. Both teams literally running.
Well, Etiang gets the first free throw right. Misses the second one, as now we look.
I will look at the Twende starting five: Disman Baka, Fahim Juma, Larry Shavanga, Garang Ding, the different maker yesterday, and David Etiang.
Yeah, we expect. Oh, a big three for Fahim Juma. They've begun this game much like they finished the last game last night.
And I think
Ochieng.
Yeah, I think Fahim is going to be key, especially now that we look like he's building his confidence. He's going to be a key player, especially in this game.
Ding! Misses out. Juma. He's fouled by Makuch Deng, and he'll go to the line for three.
The champions have started well today. I felt like yesterday's game, they started a little bit casual, which gave Farm Kenya a lot of confidence, and Alvin Otieno was running all over this place and causing all sorts of problems. But so far, I would say that the start today looks like they're playing like the common champions that we're used to see.
Yeah, it's true. And Fahim has just dropped his first free throw. He misses the second one. Well, Alvin Ochieng is not aware that it was a three. It was three. He was fouled on the three-point line.
Looks like he went all the way, and I hope he did not lay, thinking that he had all that free highway.
Juma misses the second, the third one, and Awet will bring the ball for Farm Kenya. Ochieng, who has played for Farm Kenya, just gave away a turnover. This is Mbaka, player who played once for Kibra Talibans, the team that just played earlier today. Here's Alvin Otieno. Calvin Ochieng. Calvin Ochieng has been a loyal servant to Coach Chester, hasn't he? The number 35 for Farm Kenya.
He's played for Coach Chester since the time he was a small boy. He's never played for any other team.
And in your picture right now, it's Farm Kenya's coach, Chester, the one we are just talking about. He's had some of those players. His loyal servants are someone like Calvin Zochieng, Sengemoja. He's had some loyal servants. Spencer.
I think Coach Chester, he's quite an instrumental person in shaping the lives of young men, especially young men coming from troubled places like South Sudan, Congo. He comes and gives them an opportunity here in the country and sends a couple of those boys to the America. He's quite a special person for us to have in our Sports Inside Exposure League community.
Well, it's true, and you realize that he does a lot, just more than just even mentoring. He goes out there, brings them in, he houses them, he does all that.
He does a lot, and totally hats off for what Chester is doing to impact a lot of young people here in the continent.
How about from Dismas Mbaka and then to Fahim Juma, who now plays for Twende, but used to play for Jurubin.
Yeah, Fahim Juma, one of those loyal, kind of like servants for the national team. I'll also love to add that there. He has a lot of experience, vast experience, and he will be key in this game, especially seeing that he's starting to pick momentum early in this game.
Yeah, it's true. And as we get back into the action, Makuch nearly lost it out, but he finds Alvin Otieno. Otieno drives and his foul.
Looks like he just picks from where he left yesterday. Still running all over the place, but for now I feel like at least Twende are trying to do a better job in just containing him, but looks like they're also picking fouls as they're trying to do that.
Well, it's interesting for him. He's already up to 6 points in this first quarter.
A rare miss on the line for Alvin.
Can he score the second one? I think maybe he can. That is more like it from Alvin Otieno. And that is Sadat Gaya, Twende's coach.
The legendary coach.
Yeah, he's been immense also. He is one of those coaches who prefers to talk to the players rather than anything else that is going on around him. He doesn't really mind what's going on around him. He's always on his players. He believes that his players should deliver at all times.
Yeah, he's actually been a key pillar to the success of Twende and even the Nairobi City Thunder.
Baraka with a nice crossover.
Inside out.
Shavanga misses. Foul.
It was on the floor. So it's going to be an inbound by Shavanga.
Interesting that Farm Kenya have a better field goal percentage so far in the opening 7 minutes of this basketball game. And another foul, and this time Makuch needs to be now starting to think that he needs to start being careful a little bit, because now that is his second personal foul.
I think they're intentionally attacking him because remember yesterday he was causing all sorts of problems because of his size. I think the idea is like attack him early, make him pick a couple of fouls. It means Coach Chester has to put him on the bench, and definitely Twende now might have their way as they're going into the paint.
Yeah, and Baraka gets a 3-point play, and the ball will be brought up by Ochieng. Face to face with blocked and rejected by Baraka. It will be interesting to know, if you are a fan of basketball, that the two players, the one who's just blocked the other, they play together in scratch matches all the time.
I think just a scratch moment being brought back there.
Yeah. And it's quite interesting that most of these players play together a lot.
Yeah, looking at Alvin's kind of like field goal percentage, especially from the last game. Yesterday, he had a cracker, 29 points against the reigning champion. That speaks a lot of his caliber.
Well, I think he's already set a standard of himself, and he expects that all the time. We've seen that all through the season. When he's on that floor, he just goes about his business. The other time, he notched 34 points off 2 halves. It was absolutely amazing.
Amazing to see that from that young lad.
Here's Otieno. Yeah, Shavanga.
It's better ball movement from Twende.
Yeah, here's a wet.
Alvin had no option. Looks like Ding had already taken flight. He just had to pick a foul.
Yeah, there was no way he was going to get there on time, and it's yet another foul from Kenya, up 16 fouls, so Ding will go to the line.
And it tells you a lot. Look like Twende are very, very disciplined defensively today. They only have two team fouls so far.
Yeah.
With 2 minutes.
Yesterday they were picking up quite a bit.
They're picking up quite a bit, and I think the fact that they had allowed the likes of Alvin to run all over the place, it was causing a lot of problems.
Ding gets the first one right. Twende are up by 6. Can he get the second? He does. Minimal fuss. And here comes Ochieng. I went into Nabwana. Oh, and a travel. He just ran. Now, come on. Nabwana, that was just a travel. It was a clear one because the defender, you expected some bit of contact from the defender, and then the defender just left him to do whatever he wanted to do. And
the defender was smart enough to apply pressure and leave. So he ended up kind of like just traveling.
Another tray, this time Ding getting it. And the reigning champions are up by 10.
They're showing their intention early.
Well, it's interesting that today Ding has begun the match, and it's looking much different than what it looked like last night, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Ding, for me, kind of like just...
A wet.
Ding, for me, kind of like just becomes that player that you cannot leave out of your starting 5.
Yeah, as Alvin responds with a tray of his own. From Kenya, he's still keeping the minute. Juma misses out. Wall into Ochieng. Awet for 3, gets it.
From Kenya are fighting back.
Ding. And the basket counts right at the buzzer. As the first quarter comes to an end, the reigning champions lead the former champions from Kenya by 10, and they've begun very well this game.
I would say that now they've started this game with the seriousness we kind of like were expected. We were expecting in yesterday's game. I think they've kind of like now taken Farm Kenya seriously. They kind of like they've noticed like if you give Farm Kenya any small chance, they might cause another shocker. But so far, so good in terms of start from the reigning champions.
Excellent. As we look at the replays, Ding with one there from the 3-point line. And then Awet taking the basket intelligently and then kicking it out to Alvin, who responds in kind for Farm Kenya. Well, the key players are just producing, aren't they?
They are. I think for me, that first quarter has actually been Ding versus Alvin, if you ask me.
Yeah, they have matched each other. However, Awet also with another crucial tray before the last word was had with the quarter coming to a close. Ding faking a wet and completing another tray to just about give the reigning champions a 10-point lead.
I think for me, Ding is going to be key. I'm yet to see how many minutes the coach for Twende is going to allow Ding to stay on the floor. I'll have to see if Ding is not on the floor, how Twende would be adjusting and how Farm Kenya will try to maximize on his absence.
Well, indeed, it is true. And as we prepare to get back on the floor for the second quarter, here's Ochieng. He thought about it. However, he felt Ochieng was better placed. He misses that one.
I would say this. I think for me, yes, Alvin so far is doing his part, is doing his work. We'd love to see more players from Kenya also now stepping up to take the roles, especially
Paul
on
Hagos
offensive. Yeah.
has checked in.
Yeah, especially on offense, because like if they only leave it to one or two players, it's going to be very easy for Twende to play defense.
Okay, as we look at this action, it's going to be a bit of scrap match there. Fahim Juma, shot clock was running out. Surely now a shot clock will be called.
Yeah, the ball did not touch the rim.
Shavanga stayed a little bit too long with the basketball.
So far so good. That pressure from Kenya paid off.
There's a check. Wall misses out completely. Paul Hagos drives and lays it in right on top of Awet. Awet tried to block it, but it was a little bit too late. Ochieng will go the other end and attempt and gets it. Well, it's opening up this basketball game now.
Way better. It's good now Ochieng taking also the responsibility of scoring. It's going to make it now a little bit lighter for players like Alvin.
Paul Hagos for three. Misses out. Rebound. Easy from Ayeko, who picks out the rebound and he's fouled.
Push from the back.
It's still just a 10-point lead for the reigning champions. So the game is still there for the challengers, and Ayeko will have an opportunity from the free throw line. He'll score the first one.
That's good to see. Yesterday, remember, he really struggled on that line, especially the first two, actually the first 3 quarters.
The man who used to play for Team Experience.
A big fella.
And Click Mambas as well.
Yeah.
Koja. Ortega, the man who also played for Team Experience. Remember him?
Yeah, a lethal shooter.
Paul Hagos, who was just left Huruma Dragons the other day.
One of the best pieces to ever come from Huruma. A super talented young man.
A reverse layup from Koja, and he gets it. As Twende continue to run the play here. Alvin ran into Mbaka.
Looked like he ran into a wall.
Mbaka now is he's cornered and in between Awet and Kual. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah, looks like Farm Kenya is playing a lot of double teams. Kind of like noticing where we have a ball, we have 2 players trying to apply pressure.
Ding already has got 10 points. As he already went off, but he already has 10.
It has actually been, again, a player that having him on the floor, he's a clear difference maker.
Yeah, but also Alvin Otieno is one of those difference makers. And what I've noticed is we've been talking about these players who now play for Twende. We've realized they've been playing elsewhere for quite a long time. And the basket surely is good for Otieno, who will go to the line for a chance for a 3-point play.
one of those key things that I would say so far, or looking at how Twende have been playing defense, they've tried to contain Otieno, but still, he looks like he's still finding ways to score.
Big block from Ayeko, and Twende the other end, and Mbaka loses out. It's a turnover. Awet to Ochieng. Layoff and a chance for Deng to go to the line. It was a good move from Ochieng, who drove in and then laid it off to Deng. Makuch.
I would say Makuch, for me, he should have scored that, at least go for the line to score one, because he's got a clear look at the rim. He should have actually made it and one.
But he misses the first free throw.
Such moments, such points are the ones that either decide whether you're winning or you're losing, but scores the second one.
He gets that one, and that is just not bad to see from him. Here's Baka. Ayeko with the screen. Lays the ball off to Baka. Another layoff to Argos, and Argos will kick it out to Ortega. Ortega will play them other pass to Argos, and Argos gets the three. What a move.
Better ball movement from Twende. That is something that we kind of like are now getting used to see. That's a beautiful pass. That's a beautiful pass from Alvin. He's got seeing all sorts of problems. He's scoring, he's creating for others. It's good and very encouraging to see that.
A big dunk from Makuch Deng, isn't it? And should be a confidence booster now.
It should be a confidence booster.
Oh, and it went off Makuch, but the last touch went off Ortega. It will be from Kenya ball. From Kenya are grinding it out right now. But with that big dunk, surely it's a confidence booster.
It is a confidence booster. And I feel like looking at how Farm Kenya are just slowly eating back the points, kind of like just gives us a very entertaining game to watch right now. But
Ortega went for a big layup, and he finished right on top of Makuch, sorry. They need to start defending that better. They cannot allow that to keep happening, because we've seen someone score on top of Awet. We've seen someone score on top of Makuch. That doesn't look good for them.
It does not look good for him.
Here's Argus. Good layoff. Reverse, doesn't fall. Ochieng picks up the rebound, and Otieno will bring it up for three. Misses out.
Picks it
just barely. He gets the ball back. It will still be... Oh, a leg ball is called.
Looks like I haven't kicked it.
Ortega, long three, doesn't fall. Koja with the rebound. Ortega face to face with Ochieng.
That's good defense.
Sunday, oh, a foul.
Remember what I said yesterday, on one-on-ones, Farm Kenya is going to have a field day, and you can clearly see Twende are picking a lot of fouls, especially on these one-on-one plays.
Well, also look at the introduction of Sunday, number 14.
Quite a big player. Played it straight for teams like, I think, X-Men, one of those teams that for one season caused a lot of mayhem.
They used to play six men?
Yes, 6 men. It was very hard for you to beat them. And currently he's playing for the national team.
Indeed.
Substitution. We have Ding back.
Baka to bring the ball up. And we have also Senge Moja on the floor, the number 22, who is now face to face with Baka. Koja, oh, Sunday just was too eager and instead he travels.
Looked like he clearly had seen a flashy dunk already. Was heading all gas towards the rim.
Yeah, indeed. And here's Ochieng. Senge moja for 3.
He announces his presence. Big 3.
Baka. And Ortega with an immediate reply for Twende. This game just keeps giving, doesn't it? Ochieng attacks the basket, kicks it out. Sengemoja travels before he tries to attack the basket.
Why didn't he shoot it? I felt like the kick out gave him an opportunity of shooting. He just took a 3 just a few minutes ago and he scored. He should just be confident to take those shots when he's getting those open shots.
Beautiful. And there is what you expect from Sunday, and he's just done that, a putback.
Yeah, his presence, his size in the paint, anything above the rim, trust me, he's going to get it, he's going to put it back.
Yeah, he's been an asset, the one for Twende this season. Since he's come on, they've had someone to go toe-to-toe with the rebounders.
Very, very true.
Ding is back on. Ortega misses out. Sunday is also there for the rebound. Ding. Sunday with the screen. Ding misses out. Sunday is again there trying to get the rebound, but this time it's Sengemoja who comes out on top for Farm Kenya. Here's Ochieng. Makuch face to face with Sunday, and Kuol nearly gave it away. Sengemoja misses out. Awet is trying to get the ball back, but Mbaka is away. Kick is out to Koja. Sunday again with the screen. A kick out to Mbaka. And Mbaka will go for the teardrop. Doesn't fall. And an easy one for Koja. Right below the basket after he collects the rebound.
So far, the 2 field goals from Twende have actually been from their tall post players. Farm Kenya needs to find a way of stopping that.
Yeah, and you can see the game is just flowing. Ortega. Ding, coach vision is just causing a little bit of problems.
The 3-point percentage, Farm Kenya with a slight lead, 36% to 33. So far, so good, I think, for both teams.
Yeah, it's just not, sometimes the opportunities are just not coming your way, but so far it's not been bad. It's been good for both teams. Sengemoja face to face with Mbaka. Oh, Mbaka comes out on top.
And lays it up.
What I can tell you about Mbaka, I can tell you about Mbaka, when you look at him, he doesn't look as strong.
But he is quite a freak of nature. Very, very strong.
I believe you may. I once witnessed him just go toe-to-toe with one of those strongest players in the league, and he simply left him for dead as
the timeout.
Yeah.
Need to see. But I think for me, Twende have started very, 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 very well. For Farm Kenya, they need to slightly make some few adjustments, especially on how they're going to take care of the strong post plays that Twende currently are using, especially the tall players. That is Sunday and Koja have been causing a little bit of menace for Farm Kenya down there.
How about that step through? Look at that.
That's beautiful.
That is the way. That's the way a step through is done. A turnaround step through. Most people ask, why do you sometimes call a walk? It's because they don't do it like that.
Yeah, you can clearly see effective use of the pivot foot.
Look at that. What do you think? Baka is a strong. Once he gets a hold of that basketball, he's not letting it go, and he goes and lays it in. He's one of those not flashy players, but what he does on that floor is absolutely incredible. This Mazbaka.
Yeah, we kind of like just can give him the name Wind. You might not be seeing the wind, but it has a lot of effect. And for Twende, is Mazbaka that one player that you'll not talk much about him, but when you look at the stats,
He's the one killing.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Makuch attempts a dunk right on top of, well, surely a common ball.
And I've mentioned again, that's the second time Makuch is missing an easy drop, pass, and a finish.
Now, that could have been 4 points up.
Yep.
They could have added a little bit of. Ding has gone for a break.
Was trying to get Farm Kenya off guard.
As time is slowly ticking down in this second quarter. Yeah, it's up now, and the reigning champions are showing their class as they lead 44-28, and Farm Kenya are struggling a little bit today.
I think for me, that's a very, very good, strong start from Twende, the champions. And I think for me, Farm Kenya, especially going to this timeout, they just need to slightly make a few adjustments on how they are playing their defense, especially inside the paint. They just need to take care of how those tall players, especially from Twende, are dominating inside the paint. But also, come on, they need to make the most out of those easy deuces they're getting under the rim. We are looking at the team matchup so far. Farm Kenya, field goal percentage 33-44. For the 3 points so far, looks like it's at par, but slightly on the free throws, 50-60. Twende kind of like having a slight edge there, but you can clearly see on rebound. This is what I'm talking about. You can clearly see that so far Twende is having a field day, especially leading on 20-17.
So the slight differences you are mentioning is the field goal and the free throw percentages. That is the big part we are talking about, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially going to the second half of this game. Let's see how Farm Kenya will make those adjustments. But so far, so good. A good start from Twende.
Yeah, as we go to the break, we hope that you still be with us. Go try and get some refreshments as we wait for another second half. We'll leave you with the replays from the first half. As we look at them, some of them here, you can enjoy the replays as we take a break. We'll see you on the other side. Well, welcome back to the third quarter of this basketball game. Thank you for being with us here at Okapi Sports Network. We always got you when it comes to basketball. And these are the CL playoffs, game 2 between Twende and Farm Kenya as Ortega nails a deep 3.
The champions are getting confident now.
And a quick reply, the other end from Kuol. And here is Maka for the reigning champions, Ortega. The champions look like they really want to end this one quick.
Look like they want to close this game today and kind of like just sweep Farm Kenya. Ortega was looking for some contact there with that drive.
Spencer just missed out. Here is Makuchu, the rebound, who puts it in.
I'd say so far that's a good start from Farm Kenya.
Yeah, particularly in this quarter, which they really need to pick it up a little bit faster. And then Calvin just steals the basketball and finishes off. I think that was a bit careless from Ortega.
Yeah, but I think also Calvin has been applying pressure, and it paid dividends.
And then look at that percentage, 13 of 38 and 17 of 30, 13 of 37 and 17 of 38.
I think both teams doing a good job with their field goals. They're not missing a lot.
Yeah, they're not missing a lot with their field goals, and that is good to see. Juma, yet again, these trays are simply the ones that are killing Farm Kenya's challenge, isn't it? But they still have got a chance. They just need to calm it down and try to slow them down, not allowing them to take easy shots like that.
I think, like I was speaking yesterday, I feel like looking at the body language of Farm Kenya, they're now playing a little bit casual. I think they should keep applying the pressure as they were doing yesterday.
Yeah, today they're not applying much of any pressure. And look at that, another tray. They've hammered it. I like to look at those tray percentages because from what I can see, they're being hammered by beyond the line.
And I think it's dangerous. Twende is known to have a couple of lethal shooters, and if you allow them to start running helter-skelter, it's going to be trouble and problems for Farm Kenya. And this is exactly what we talked about yesterday. Farm Kenya had put up so much pressure, Twende were having trouble scoring from beyond the line. Yeah, and I think today it looks like Farm Kenya are opting to play just slightly inside the paint, allowing Twende to kind of like just get a lot of these open shots, uncontested open shots. Yeah, they have been very uncontested, and when you are not scoring like that, then there is a bit of a challenge. You can clearly see there, there is just no defense whatsoever. Someone just has a field day, looks at it, and then decides, okay, let me take one, let me see. Clearly a kick out. That's like a practice shot for him, who usually trains in this gym, so that you don't expect him to miss that. Yeah, that is the thing. Again, when you're playing somewhere where you train a lot, see the percentage is just too high for them from beyond the arc. Nearly a turnover, and now Ortega will attack the basket, and he'll finish it easily. Well, when you start seeing Ortega attacking the basket, it kind of tells you the kind of game that you're putting up. But another steal, Ochieng attempted to go up. And that is quite interesting. Alvin has really been sitting on that bench for quite a while. I wonder what Coach Chester has in mind. Oh, wow, I didn't even notice that he wasn't there. And now from Kenya, just... Have you seen Isaac Otieno today? I think I've not seen him today, and I think also he was key, a very key instrument for yesterday. I don't know if he's sitting on the bench or he's unavailable today for from Kenya.
Yeah, I think also that is playing a bit of a role here, but let's give it to the champions. They're just running away with it now.
Just a little bit of defensive discipline from Kenya would slightly just make it a little bit hard for the champions to score. But there you go. Just from Kenya getting another field goal.
They need to keep at it. If they don't keep at it, they just need to try and keep plugging away, because this is a basketball game. You never know what could happen. So basketball is one of those sports whereby everyone can have a run.
Anybody can have a run. And currently what is happening right now today, Twende are having kind of like quite a run.
Yeah, you just need to hope that your run comes, and when it comes, you have to maximize it. Because it's very rare that we see a game like what we saw earlier today between Vikapu and Phenoms.
Yeah. Again, there on that offensive stretch from Kenya a little bit, kind of like just careless with the ball, causing a turnover.
Yeah, and you can see everything it tells you about this basketball game. Look at the team fouls, and then look at the clock as well. It just means most players are just allowing it to happen. Whatever is coming their way, they're allowing it to happen.
Yeah, they look like just light scrimmage. It's like you come do, I'll do on the other side. But I think Twende are coming up in terms of being on top with that system and style of play currently.
I agree with you, and it's been absolutely not what we anticipated today, because the champions came out flying today.
Yesterday, I remember when we kind of like was in the game, we could clearly see that Twende were a bit cocky, relaxed, and before they noticed, Farm Kenya were running circles around them. I think today they've taken Farm Kenya seriously from the first whistle.
Okay. As we look at that try, we also have to look at the 3-point percentages over there. We were just looking at it. It's 5-9 for Farm Kenya. It's 10 of 16.
And that is huge, because you can clearly see that the 10 3-points from Twende, that is literally 30 points.
Yeah, 30 clear points from beyond the arc.
With Farm Kenya only managing 5 out of 9, that's making it 15 points.
So if you take the 15 and you add it to the 41, what do you get?
Yeah,
they should be somewhere around there. They should be in 56 if they could have just shot the same number.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, Deidmas just getting an easy layup.
Yeah, and they're keeping at it. I think today from Kenya are just starting to feel the heat a little bit. Here is Kual, Makuch. Basket is good, now Makuch will go to the line to make it a 3-point play.
Yeah, that is way better. I think that is what I was talking about earlier. Makuch needs to do more of this. The opportunities he's getting, especially to score these and ones, he needs to make them count. I think for me, Farm Kenya, come on, they should kind of like just pick from where they left yesterday. Yesterday, they had the champions kind of like rattled. That proves that they can play, they can compete, they can go toe-to-toe with the champions.
Yes, Ding. Easy layup for him, and it continues to be one-way traffic. Makuch Deng is up to 11 points for Farm Kenya. Here is Ochieng. Kual.
So far, it's 62 to 43 points. As you've just said, it has been a one-way traffic, with Twende being in the driving set. David Baraka checks back in.
Yes, Baraka Itiang has been absolute. Oh, good pass, good layoff, and ding, finishes off. A beautiful move for Twende. Here's Ochieng. Ochieng, step back. Can he get it? Doesn't. Makuch goes over and he just touches the basketball enough for it to go Twende's way.
Makuch is having a hard time. I've noticed that there is a battle between him and Fahim, especially down there on the paint. Fahim is not giving him any space to breathe.
Yeah, today the champions just came to play and they are not letting from Kenya get into their groove. Here is Etiang who attempts a layup but doesn't go. Ocheng will bring it up for Farm Kenya. It's very interesting that Farm Kenya are former champions.
The days of Alier are menace.
Yeah, Alier who now plays for guess who?
Twende.
Here is Fahim Juma. Tuding. Layoff to Shavanga, who tries to lay on top of Makuch Deng. It's not an easy thing to do. Ortega for three. Misses. Another chance for Etiang. Gets it. And Twende, the reigning champions, have made the three-point line their home in this particular basketball game.
Shooting a lot of practice shots, no contest, no nothing. Definitely, they will be scoring that. They've shared the 3 points amongst all the players.
Yeah, and that is true. Oh, attempted crossover. And Ding is livid. Ding is livid and he's adamant that he touched a wet leg.
There on our screens, it's Nairobi City Thunder coach Brad Ebbs just gracing the playoffs.
As the clock runs down here and turnover. Alvin, can he? No, he can't. And that brings us an end to the third quarter where the champions have simply dominated. Farm Kenya are at 45 as the champions are at 67. They're showing their class now, aren't they?
Yeah, it has actually been just one-way traffic, especially in that third quarter. It has actually just been Twende all along. I think for me, like Farm Kenya especially, they should kind of like just take a lot from yesterday's game. They clearly showed that they could go toe-to-toe with the champions, and I feel like today's game, they kind of like are playing slightly like they don't want to compete. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's true. And you can say that they're just allowing everything to happen around them. They could do better, but they're not doing much of anything. They are comfortable. The competition is not slightly what we expected. I think the opening quarter almost just took the fire off from Kenya because the champions were on it right from the off.
I think what kind of like also stands out for me is like I could clearly see, especially that from the first whistle, Twende today took Farm Kenya seriously. I remember yesterday they were kind of like casual, and even the starting key player Ding started off the bench and it was causing all sorts of problems. And Farm Kenya built a lot of confidence from that. Today, they've started with a heavy hammer from the first whistle.
Yeah, it's true. And now it's a 22-point game. And how do you recover from 22 points in the fourth quarter if you're Farm Kenya?
I think one Farm Kenya needs to, again, put the ball in Alvin's hands. So far, but the ball being in Alvin, a lot of good things have been happening for Farm Kenya. But also getting those opportunities they're getting under the paint there. I think for me, they need to make those under ones. Those have actually been areas that I feel like if they improve on that, probably they would have a chance.
Yeah, that's true. As we can see, Paul Hargos on the floor, lays it off, and is that?
Yeah, that's our reigning defending
dunking
dunk
champion. When the foul is called, the number 17, Joshua Athiang, the man who used to play college football. Is it American football?
American football, that's the common name usually. But you know, here in the corner in Africa, football means kicking it with your foot.
Yeah. Studies at USIU as well.
Much better. Much better. That field goal from Kucha.
Yeah, and the lead just keeps staying the same. Whoa. Chiang is up for it again today, and the young man is growing into it, isn't he?
He's growing into it. His confidence is way up the roof, and I think for me, it's glad and an honor to see him growing to be this competitive, especially at this high level of playing basketball.
I went to French school, Kamsinga as well. Kamsinga produced some of the best players in this country, like Tyler Ongwae. You can go on and on and on, but he's one of those from that production line, isn't he?
One of the very best players for us to ever have coming out of these amazing schools and also our amazing academies.
Yeah, that's true. And as we look at Argos here, trying to locate Etiang, who lays it off to Shavanga and Ortega. Argos in the corner. It's another tray. The trays have just been hit. They have just been hit. Ortega is also up to 16 points for the reigning champions, Twende, and the lead just keeps going and going as far as it can possibly go. Today, the tray line has been their bread and butter, hasn't it?
I think for me, it looks like either Farm Kenya don't have an answer of how to stop the 3 points, or they are just now allowing the 3 points to be taken.
Awet misses that one.
So for Twende at 75 points already.
Well, how do you recover from that, Chairman? There is probably a way you can. You cannot tell me it's impossible, because I think you can recover from something like that.
Definitely for me, I think one is literally chasing Twende off that 3-point line, especially to stop that leaking that currently is happening on Twende, just getting a lot of threes. Secondly is just call for a timeout, and for me, I would rather have us play through Alvin and Makuch, because so far those are the two players that I feel like can make a change in this game.
Also, how does it come? You're a coach. You've been a mentor. What kind of mentality is required for you to try and push this game as far as possible if you are from Kenya?
I think for me, one, noticing that yesterday the champions were rattled, that should be confidence enough. And you know that you can actually rattle the champions, and you know that you can play and compete at this level. The confidence, remember, as Coach Chester says, you cannot teach height, but also, I think I would say confidence is not something that you teach. You allow it to actually be from experiences that the players find themselves in. And yesterday, from Kenya showed character. They should just pick from that.
Right, indeed, you're putting it rightly, that the mentality required is not as easy as people assume it to be. Play this game. This is a basketball game that requires a lot of mental strength, and that is why there is programs for this mental strength. Tell me about it, Chairman.
Yeah, currently I think one important thing is also to understand that sports also has its sorts of pressures, and mental health and wellness of our players is key. So we've been kind of like intentionally organizing a lot of these mental health awareness tournaments, but also spaces where these young people can talk, but also, for lack of a better word, mentors that these young people can talk to. And it has been actually been key.
And a dunk for Sane. An easy one at that. Well, you say about this mental strength awareness and camps for the young players as well as the experienced ones?
Yeah, definitely even for the experience, and even referees, because you find that being in a sports space, especially this year in the Sports Inter Sports League, players are playing for 1 million. You can try to imagine the immense pressure that each player is having, and also referees. So it's an honor, and also we kind of just want to say thank you to some of these important organizations like Doc Wayne, Africa Arts, that have taken an initiative of working with us to make sure that these young people are getting their mental wellness taken care of.
Yeah, well, Chairman, it's so nice to have you here seated next to me, because when we are here, we can talk about all these other things that come with playing this basketball game and how we develop it all through the CL, through the sponsorship, through through GRIA, DTA, all these sponsors coming through. Bavaria have been quite excellent with that. Okapi Sports Network as ourselves, all this for the young players coming through. What do you think is going to be great going forward?
I think for the young players, one thing they clearly should see that, hey, the game is growing here in the continent, and the fact that we are having partners and sponsors willing to invest in the game, that should also reciprocate back in them, making sure that, hey, they're training, but also they're working hard to give us good quality matches that will also attract fans in our stands.
Okay, then right back to the action. Ochieng is here with the basketball. He tried to at three. It's way off. And it will be brought forward by Hagos, who finds Tiang. Tiang will attack the basket, and a rebound doesn't fall. It will go from Kenya's way. Alvin will bound the basketball to Awet.
And also Awet has been quite cold today. Yesterday he was causing all sorts of problems for Twende.
Yeah, he was spectacular. I think, in fact, the way he was bringing the ball up and allowing Alvin now to be able to play off him. Now, Alvin is having to bring the ball up all the time. It takes a little bit of energy off you if you are bringing the ball up and you're also trying to set yourself up for a three-point. You've been a three-point shooter before. How many times do you bring the ball up?
Very rarely, because you need to have a good ball handler who knows where to locate you, but also people to be able to set screens for you.
Okay, here's a Tiang for three. Misses. And it just goes off to Awet. And here is Otieno for three. Doesn't fall anywhere near the basket. Good steal from... He tries his luck.
Doesn't
Simon. It doesn't just go in.
Another 3-point.
Well, that tray line has been the challenge for the former champions.
And I think also Twende yesterday, they did their homework. They watched the tape. Farm Kenya were literally playing a very compact zone defense, and I think they intentionally knew that they will try to pull them out by taking these 3-point shots. And so far, those 3-point shots have paid dividend. And it looks like Farm Kenya don't want to come out of that zone.
Yeah, they've decided to live and die by it, and it's been the Achilles heel today. Yesterday, they couldn't do much, but today the champions are on fire, and Sunday is fouled. He'll go to the line for two.
You can clearly see the confidence in how Twende are playing. They're now kind of like dishing out some nice fancy passes, moving into spaces, just starting to look like a practice session for them.
Yeah, it's true, and it's not just that, it's the body language of Farm Kenya as well.
Yeah, definitely.
That was the body language of the champions yesterday.
That was the body language of the champions yesterday, and Farm Kenya smelled blood, and they're waiting for it.
Yeah. Sunday scores the first free throw.
Take some breaths.
That's the second as well. It is Twende at 84 and Farm Kenya at 49.
Especially the second half, it has actually been just...
It's been one-way traffic.
One-way traffic.
Ochieng. Mid-range and Makuch. It's just what you had mentioned, that they need to play through Makuch and Alvin Otieno.
If they play through Makuch, at least they're going to put some pressure on Sunday. Because so far, Sunday literally is just having a field day.
Well, the difference is now at 33 points.
33 points. It's like a holding foul. I believe if they choose to play through Makuch and Makuch is able to especially execute and score, they will have to double team him, leaving a lot of space for Alvin, especially if he's playing an overload player in the side where Makuch is posting up. He should be able to get a couple of threes. If they collapse, Makuch can kick the ball out and Alvin can be able to take some of those open threes that he has been scoring so far in this series.
Awet one-on-one with Joshua Thiang, and he finishes right on top of Sunday. Goes with another tray, and these trays have been the ones that are creating this lead. Look at the field goal percentages as well, 37 to 48. The difference is the 20 percentages are for the trays, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely are for the trays. Twende has actually minted and milked that three-point line today. Farm Kenya have got no answer.
Yeah, they failed to get an answer for those trays. A step back here for Powell. Goes, and
got his pocket picked.
an easy basket for Powell. Howard will bring it up for Twende. Howard, excellent turn.
Beautiful turn. We need more of that from him.
Oh, he got a knock on the way through. A skip pass to Etiang. Joshua Etiang attempts a lay, and he'll go to the line for 2 points, and Awet is limping.
Should be subbing him off. He's going to be staying in.
Well, it doesn't look good for him. I hope he will be okay. Young misses the first free throw.
Misses both. Another 3-point.
Absolutely, another one. And these trays have just almost like killed the game off.
That has been the story of today.
Yeah, it's true. And as Ariad Francis attempts to go for the layup, he'll go to the line for 2. He scores the first free throw. And he'll also get the second one. Twende are up to 92 points, as from Kenya are up to 57.
Yeah, looks like today the offensive power of Farm Kenya didn't click like yesterday.
Well, they had an opportunity here to try and send it to game 3. So that means, yet another tray. These trays are just way too many. Hagos has got 19 points. Powell.
He's having a field day.
Yeah, particularly this quarter. Now they'll be looking to put a hammer blow to it. Another one for Hagos. Another one for Hagos. What a beautiful shot.
He's having some fun out there.
Yeah, he is. And from Kenya up to 98.
Remember the famous Zuia Mia?
Sorry, Twende are up to 98 from Kenya are just not doing much in this game. 2 points, and this one will go into a century. The next time they score, oh, now a deep three, and that is beautiful to see a player who's just netted 4 in a row.
Taking his point to 25.
Absolutely majestic. And it's now 101, and Farm Kenya will bow out of these playoffs, losing to the reigning champions 2-0. However, there's still some time left on the clock. Argos has been merciless when he's taken the shots. He has done it absolutely beautifully. And he goes again.
Farm Kenya was having none of it.
Yeah, he's up to 28 points.
28 points.
Can you believe that? He's just netted 4 on the trot from beyond the arc.
Yeah, just speaks volumes of especially the defensive aspect of and the defensive attitude of Farm Kenya, especially in the last quarter.
Well, they have to keep inbounding the basketball until the time is up. I think they're now okay that the champions have finished it, and can he? He does!
Yes, he does.
That's 5 on the trot for Poel Argos. I think that should be it.
That's some serious, sharp shooting.
Yeah, and that takes the field goal percentage to 51 to 39.7. That is big. That is big.
Very, very big.
Yeah, that is very big, as the reigning champions send a clear statement that they are not going away with a 104-60 victory over Farm Kenya. The game finishes Farm Kenya 60, Twende 104.
I think Farm Kenya should walk out of this series with their heads high, especially looking at yesterday's game. Kind of like just gave the champions a scare and kind of like just announced their presence, especially for young players like Alvin Makuch and Baraka. Yeah. Looking at the team matchups, the field goal definitely, as you just mentioned, for Twende 52%. That has been huge to 39% of Farm Kenya. The 3-point, definitely, it's obvious that Twende have minted that 3-point line with 47% to 30% of Team Farm Kenya.
While I quite enjoyed the rebounds as well, they tried to match the reigning champions, but today the reigning champions just took it a little bit too far, and you can see when that little edge is the one that gives it. And then look at the assist level today for the reigning champions. That's 20-11. From Kenya had only 11. Reigning champions 20.
And I think for me, Twende is well known for sharing the ball and getting the players in the right position. And in this game, you could clearly see that they were kind of like just dishing the ball, making sure that everybody is able to get the ball and is able to share in this amazing win.
Well, as we wrap it up here, we can look at the point differentials in each quarter, thanks to Nukta. You look at Farm Kenya, the first quarter is probably the one that really sent the message, but the fourth quarter finished it off.
I think for me, Twende really started strong, and that was important because you remember yesterday, the attitude they showed, especially in the first quarter, gave Farm Kenya some confidence, and I think their start was definitely strong. They started strong, and you can clearly see that they finished strong, with the fourth quarter having 37 points scored.
Well, thank you for being with us here at Nyayo Gym for the CL Exposure League. We thank you for being with us. I've been your commentator, Cletus Musa. As we live alongside Moses Musosi, we'll leave you with the replays of this fantastic encounter.
Thank you, Sir Cletus Zonona. Kind of like just being here for the last 2 days and looking forward to the game 3.